You're not going to watch Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis when that happens?
No, isn't that stupid? I mean, Jake Paul is twice the size. I mean, how do you make a match like that?
Since the announcement of Jake Paul versus Tank Davis, the fight has become a hot topic in the boxing community. Many consider it a strong entertainment event, while others argue it is unhealthy for the sport, as such mismatched competitions carry significant risks and undermine boxing's competitive integrity.
With everybody talking about this fight, and I see people talking about the fight who doesn't even watch boxing, especially those who don't watch boxing. Let's keep it real. This is a fight for the casuals, okay? But at the same time, with so many people talking about this fight, good or bad, the way the internet just erupted and all the socials just went crazy, this fight is going to be one of the biggest fights in history. And that is just crazy, and it's all from Netflix.
Before anyone else, Jake Paul's brother, Logan Paul, has shown concerns regarding Jake's upcoming fight. In an interview, he mentioned it is a dangerous fight for Paul, as he could find himself in trouble if Gervonta comes with the same speed and sharpshooting he is known for. Logan emphasized that preparation is always the key to handling the troubles expected in the ring on fight night. He further said that to lessen the chances of getting hit by Tank, Jake must put in tremendous effort, as fighting Gervonta is no joke.
This is a dangerous one for Jake.
He needs to do it, though.
This is a dangerous fight for Jake. The kid has got balls the size of Manhattan.
8 miles.
But Floyd, Jake's a very heavy hitter. He's much bigger than Gervonta. Gervonta's technical expertise, his speed, his precision, the fact that he's a counter striker are dangerous facts that make me think that Jake's really got to lock in for this one.
While praising Gervonta Davis, Logan Paul also defended his brother Jake. He mentioned that when a fighter gets hit in the ring, there are moments when you don't know what to do next. Logan explained that if Tank were to get hit by someone much bigger in size, like Paul, it could surely create serious problems for him. He further added that Jake has the ability to take a punch, but for Davis, it would be extremely difficult to absorb the impact if he lands with full power and accuracy.
On the contrary, if Gervonta feels a couple big Jake Paul shots, because getting hit by a bigger guy has significance and holds a lot of weight in boxing, and if Jake is able to connect with Gervonta, it's going to be detrimental. It'll really hurt.
I've seen Jake eat punches.
Jake can take a shot.
So if he stands in there and then gets his shot,
Jake can take a shot.
While talking about this bout, it is also important to know that Tank Davis has begun training for his impending fight with Jake Paul, and the boxing world is already vibrating with anticipation. Davis, a respected champion with a successful record, is noted for his power, speed, and ability to finish matches. Paul, on the other hand, has made a name for himself by taking on difficult challenges, surprise detractors, and consistently improving in the sport. Furthermore, Spencer Oliver, the boxing analyst for TalkSport, believes Gervonta Davis will have a reasonable chance against Jake Paul. He stated that given Davis's fighting style, he has the best chance of outclassing Jake despite the weight differential. Spencer emphasized the unusual nature of the contest when formulating his forecast. He also underscored that battles should always be designed with weight divisions in mind. According to him, competitive battles are the only way to keep boxing's integrity, whereas unique events like these frequently risk undermining the sport's actual value.
I think I fancy my chances. I think Gervonta Davis actually beats him as well. He's one of the pound for pound best fighters in the world at lightweight. But it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? It's like you got a guy of 5'5" boxing a guy of 6 foot plus. Cruiserweight, yeah, it's just all a little bit odd. I thought if they're going to do an exhibition, perhaps Jake should have picked someone more his size. Look, his last fight against Julio Chavez Jr., was at cruiserweight. Chavez Jr. was a former world champion at middleweight himself, and that sort of made sense. And it was a good win for Jake Paul. You know, he come out there and he beats an ex-world champion. He gets a little bit of credibility, and you go, right, now you're heading in the right direction.
With Davis now in training, the fight feels closer and more real for fans. Many people are already discussing what will happen in the ring. Davis's supporters feel his expertise and natural talent will give him a distinct advantage. Fans of Paul believe his stature, confidence, and desire will make the battle exciting and even allow him to surprise people. Moreover, Shakur Stevenson predicts a decision victory for Tank Davis. He explained that given Jake Paul's size, it would be extremely tough for someone like Tank to knock him out, and that he sees little chance of the bout ending in a knockout. Stevenson went on to say that from a competitive standpoint, the contest is uninteresting to him because it will not provide anything for fans. He underlined that the rivalry is simply not there because one combatant is excessively huge and the other is naturally smaller, rendering the contest uneven.
Do you see a more likely chance that Tank wins by decision or by knockout?
By decision. I mean, that guy's too big. I don't think that he's just gonna knock that guy out. So I see him like outboxing him.
Could you see a realistic possibility where Tank could knock him out, although more likely that it is, like you just said, a decision?
Nah, I don't see him knocking him out, no.
Will you watch, Shakur? I mean,
No.
Obviously, no?
Hell no, nah, that ain't really like, I mean, like I said, here's the thing, like I got two sides of me when it comes down to it. I got a business side, then I got a competitor side, and from the competitive aspect, it don't excite me for me to be like, okay, I want to watch it.
Overall, the start of training is also a signal of focus from Davis. It shows that he is taking Paul as a serious opponent. For Paul, this is a sign of respect as well as a reminder of the challenge in front of him. Every update about their preparation is spreading fast across social media, fueling excitement as the fight draws near. As the main headline of today, Bob Arum, while speaking about Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul, called it a complete waste of time. He said everyone knows there is no real competition in this matchup, and once you measure the weight difference between both contenders, the risks become clear. However, Arum admitted the event would still attract a huge audience because Jake is a social media star. He added that he personally has no interest in the fight as people may enjoy it for entertainment, but for him, boxing is purely a sport of competition.
But Netflix, I don't think, has shown any interest in doing boxing on a regular basis. They would rather spend a lot of money for what they believe to be a blockbuster event and show it that way. So, I mean, the Jake Paul fights, I don't even watch. I think they're dreadful, the nonsense. I mean, Canelo Crawford is, I think, the first real fight that they've had on Netflix, but it's clearly a big fight, and worldwide it's going to get a huge audience.
Moreover, for Tank Davis, Chael Sonnen stated that he simply needs to prove boxing belongs to true fighters. He said Tank should step in and teach Jake Paul a lesson, showing how hard it is to compete against real contenders in the ring. Sonnen explained that this is the only way Paul will remember where he came from and what his genuine career is. He moved on to say that defeating Jake would showcase Tank's boxing dominance, showcasing that what he is known for can be delivered against anyone.
Tank has one job to do, which is to let anybody know that's listening that it doesn't make any difference, that boxing is a real sport. My skills versus your skills, of which I am an abundance of and of which you have none of. My life's commitment and dedication versus a second or third or fourth thought in the world of priority on your list.
However, Chael Sonnen projected that Jake Paul will defeat Tank Davis. He explained that Tank is going to have a terrible night in the ring and claimed that consenting to this bout was a mistake. Sonnen believes the event is more about business and entertainment than boxing glory or title belts.
Other than to set up yet another excuse for why Jake's going to beat Tank. Jake's going to beat Tank badly. and I'm only sharing for you. We're not holding this event for rankings or for titles or for lineage. This is a night of business. And I'm going to predict for you now. And we'll know. As soon as this video comes out, we'll know. I would be happy to be wrong. But as far as picking a business partner, when you choose a dum-dum, don't be surprised when he goes out and acts like a dum-dum.
Moving forward, it's crucial to note that Jake Paul has also kicked off his preparations in addition to Tank's training. Even though he is used to big events today, every battle has its own weight and level of hardship. He has never faced Gervonta before, and he knows that it will challenge him in ways he has never anticipated. He is also concentrating on cultivating the right mindset, avoiding distractions, and maintaining focus on his objective throughout these early stages. Paul is aware that he is being closely observed. While some supporters think he will fail, others hope he succeeds. Paul uses such pressure as fuel, whereas a warrior might break under it. He has made a name for himself in the public eye and knows how to turn attention into motivation. Considering all the things, it seems like a turning point for Jake Paul, an opportunity to demonstrate his growth as a boxer. Every day at camp is about preparing for the exam, setting the tone, and reminding himself why he is fighting. Work is being done with consistency and focus. Paul sees training as a means of showcasing his discipline, belief, and sense of belonging in the ring in addition to his physical attributes. Jake meant more than just tying Gervonta Davis's winning streak. Tank wants to silence those who don't take pleasure in his boxing and remind everyone that champions are more than just hype. Additionally, a victory adds another chapter to his legend and perpetuates his myth of domination. Every battle counts, and this one is particularly significant. By defeating Jake Paul, he argues his superiority as a fighter and demonstrates that boxing is still a sport best left to the real warriors who practice it. Furthermore, despite the people showing concerns related to this fight, Andre Berto has expressed his support for the matchup, noting that modern boxing is primarily about entertainment. He added that fans enjoy seeing something fantastic and unexpected happen in the ring, and this bout gives just that. Berto contended that if both combatants agree to face each other, there should be no problems with the battle. He also stated that money has been the main theme of most boxing events today, and this fight is no exception, since it mixes the thrill of the sport with significant financial appeal.
As of right now, the state of boxing, it's all about entertainment. It's all about entertainment. This is going to be one of them. People don't understand, man, how this boxing game goes, right? I'm not surprised that he made a fight like that happen, because he doesn't care what you think anymore. Gervonta does not care what y'all think anymore. The way he felt after that Roach fight, how he felt like everybody turned on him. He was already talking about retiring. He hate this fight game now. This man just going to get the bag. He don't care what you think. He's going to go in there and get the bag, and I know Al Heyman.
Most notably, Calvin Ford also portrayed the fight as perilous. He admitted that, while Jake Paul is frequently criticized, he has done an excellent job and earned respect in the boxing industry, hailing him as a boxer capable of winning important fights. Ford did, however, emphasize that Jake's most difficult hurdle will be facing their boxer, Tank Davis. He said that despite everything Jake has demonstrated thus far, this fight will test his dedication and ability to the limit, making it a true test twist of character.
Paul and Tank been going at it for years, and I got to worry about his safety, you know?
Absolutely. And how did this fight come about? Because I remember Jake was at the fight with him and Lamont, with Gervonta fought, and I thought it was next, right?
No, they was talking about this for years. You know,
yeah.
Tank been going back and forth for so long, and people don't understand that, you know? And one thing I can say about Jake, he's good at what he do, and he's been doing it. That's why he's where he's at. And everybody keeps saying, to be honest, this is a risky fight. You understand? Anything can happen because I don't know all the logistics besides gloves, what weight class. There's a lot of stuff I don't know about yet.
Further delving into this fight, Daniel Cormier also warned that the bout is fraught with danger, as any boxer could sustain major injuries on fight night. He did, however, point out that Tank Davis is more likely to get injured because of the size and power disparity. Cormier also praised Jake Paul's tactics, stating that every move in his career has been carefully planned. Reflecting on Jake's growing maturity as a fighter, Paul explained that Paul always has a backup plan in place, ready to adjust if things don't go as planned in the ring.
Danger in that, man. There's some danger for Jake Paul, less for Gervonta, but there's some real danger in that fight. Imagine if Gervonta Davis knocks this dude out. People would go absolutely crazy. But Jake knows, right? Because Jake knows how many are rooting for him to get beat. This kid's not stupid. Everything he does, it's done with an idea of how he would handle if things go bad. So he's taking all that into consideration when he took this fight against Gervonta Davis. Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable.
Another notable figure, Showbiz the Adult, analyzed the fight and provided plausible reasons Tank Davis might still win. He observed that Jake appears superior in almost every way, making it extremely difficult for Gervonta to be eliminated. However, he emphasized that Tank must enter the combat with a good strategy and execute it precisely. He also instructed Davis to take advantage of any opportunities that emerge during the conflict. Showbiz cautioned that failure to do so will put Gervonta in an extremely tough position against Paul, heightening the difficulty on fight night.
Especially, you know, Jake Paul is bouncing back and forth with the boxing IQ that he has, as little as he has it, but he has experience. So I'm saying, I just don't know how Tank actually gets to him enough to hurt him, right? I guess he gets tired, but even then, if he covers up, I'm not sure. I just don't think Tank will knock him out. And plus, listen, man, if Jake Paul kind of opens up and just swings and swings on Tank, I think his response would be to move around or cover up himself. This fight is so odd, right? In a way, I mean, how it looked aesthetically just doesn't make sense.
Additionally, while studying this fight, Ryan Garcia called it as a disgrace to the sport. He contended that scheduling bouts of this kind is absolutely irrational and emphasized the need of promoting healthy competition in boxing. Garcia viewed the event as weird, citing the significant weight discrepancy and a lack of true enthusiasm among fans. He notably criticized Jake Paul for accepting the fight while being ranked in the cruiserweight class, arguing that such decisions undermine the sport's legitimacy and fail to give the proper level of competition that boxing requires. And both have the capacity to win given the perfect circumstances. With such big stakes, everyone is anxious to see who will win on November 14th. In the end, who do you think will win, Jake Paul or Gervonta Davis? This clash has divided the boxing community, and we'd like to hear your thoughts on it. Leave your predictions in the comments section below and tell us who you're rooting for. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Your support means everything. Stay tuned for additional information.